Hello. Hey guys, what's up? Thank y'all for coming back for our pop-in video. We have some great topics for you guys tonight. I hope you guys are having a wonderful hump day. Thank you all for joining. Yes, thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you all. I see everybody coming in. Thank you. Please don't forget to hit the like button for me. Please don't forget to hit the like, okay? So that we can stay in the algorithm and support the video, okay? Thank you all and thank you all. I don't have my straw. I forgot it. All right. Let me put my straw in, child, for my drink. All right. All right. So, hi. Hello and hello. Thank y'all for being here. This is our pop-in video for today. We're going to get into it. We're going to go through this interview that I pulled as well. It's pretty good. It's eye-opening. I'm going to do the Carlos King and Laura Govan interview because I was watching it earlier. It's kind of eye-opening. She's revealing some things. She's exposing some people. I was like, oh my girl, is you really doing that? She came for Shaunie. I was like, oh, okay. She addressed, she talked about the Shaq situation. I said, oh, okay. So we're going to get into it, child. We're going to share and we're going to talk about it. But let's get through our other topics first, okay? Of course, you guys can see going across my screen that everything said in the video is alleged, and in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right? Hey, I see y'all. I see you coming in. Thanks for being here, okay? Let's get started. All right? Now, of course, you guys know this morning we talked about 50 Cent calling out Omari Hardwick, which is, we know him to be Ghost on the show, about saying that he overvalues himself in terms of what he felt 50 should pay him, to where he was saying he wasn't getting paid the amount he expected to be paid. So now WED-Naturi, which is known as his wife on the show, is speaking out in support of Omari Hardwick. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay, y'all know I like to do updates and stuff like that, so we're gonna get into it. Shout out to the neighborhood talk because that's where I saw it. Okay, let's get into it. Y'all know she played Tasha on Ghost. All right, so here we go.
50 Cent is trending again, and 50 was like, listen, me and Omari are not on good terms, and Omari is quite frankly overvaluing himself. We've had the conversation.
I just heard that. That's insane to me. Omari is literally the epitome of power. Omari Hardwick started this amazing, like the journey. And I don't know all of what happened with 50 and O, but I'll say this. I love Omari Hardwick. He's an amazingly talented human. And he's also a good person. But there would be no power without Ghost, right? So,
right.
I hope that they can find love and peace between each other, because much love to 50 and to O.
Gonna throw it out there. He asked for more money. I can't remember the exact figures.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know their checks.
No,
I got my money, though.
Well,
I know they paid me.
I mean, do you feel like you guys made a pretty decent penny?
Oh, I definitely did. I fought very hard and
out there. 50 Cent is trending again.
And for her money. She said, I don't know about Omari, I don't know about Ghost, but Tasha got her money, honey. Okay. So, and she didn't even make a lot of appearances in this past episode with Tariq and them show. Okay. They showed her a few times, but she's still getting back. So I hope they figure this thing out with Omari Hart, aka Ghost Child. Let's
a black female showrunner fought for us. I mean, the entire network changed the game with how they introduced power to the world. So I do feel, for me, it was a different scenario. But I have so much, again, understanding, love, and support for what everyone's experience is, what he went through. But I definitely feel like
last. Can you see them reconciling with 50's personality? Can you see them?
Oh, of course. I think 50 is super cool, and he will reconcile at the end of the day with anyone. I mean, he got Taraji in a new show, and when Empire was on, it was beef. I think at the end of the day, it's all love, and we can always do, peace and love. So that's how a female black.
But when he says this stuff on, I think he overvalues him.
This is what 50 Cent had to say. Let's refresh you guys' memory in terms of what 50 Cent had to say about Omari Hardwick, where he says that he overvalues himself in terms of what he feels he should be paid for his role as Ghost on the movie Power, on the show Power.
So, to be honest with you, because since then, it's been a long time since he hasn't been in Power. Why are we not excited about the new projects?
What new project?
It's new projects.
You got new. I didn't know.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. If there was noise going on, if he was that big of a draw, then we would see noise and we see new things happening. We see you out where you actively are in a place where people are looking for you.
So y'all not cool, it sounds like.
No, because you leave it like it's me not giving you the money. If he's saying it and he going, Courtney and 50, no. You saying that, they don't know who the fuck Courtney is. I introduced people to her. They don't know who she is. So you leaving it for if 50 didn't make sure I got paid. When Mary will tell you she got paid a lot of money on the show while she was there the whole time. I made sure that it was right. And then now you see,
So there you go. Okay, so he made sure Mary got her money. We just saw that Naturi Houghton said that she definitely got her money. She said she was paid very well for her role. And I don't know, Ghost,
Black female show there.
Ghost Omari Hardwick, he's saying, hey, he felt like he should have got more money. They said he was asking for more money, and I guess they weren't trying to bend on and paying him more money. So he is the star of the show. I don't know. I hope he and 50, like I said this morning, I hope they can iron this out and figure it out and continue to work together, because he is a great actor. He is doing other projects, but like 50 said, I haven't heard about it. So people have a way of, when they are in power, like 50, they have a way of blackballing you and you know, muzzling your career. And we don't want that for him because he of a you know, small money situation. So hopefully they can iron it out. I hate to see this happening between our brothers out here, because they've had a long working relationship. I mean, hell, how long Power been on? Like, damn. So hopefully they can figure it out. Let's move on. Kaleena Harper from the group Dirty Money says that she always wanted to be like Diddy, and says that Cassie was very naive, and she says that Cassie liked getting high, and she also threw some shade towards Don, her band member. Okay, let's get into it. I didn't like that. That was very uncouth and very distasteful of Kaleena. I get it that you riding for Diddy. Word on the street is that you was over there with some of those FO parties, allegedly. So no wonder you mad that he locked up, because it's kind of fucking up your money a little bit. And you ain't able to be in the group and do all that stuff no more. I know you mad because Cassie jump started this whole situation with Diddy now being locked up, and she is a star witness in Diddy's case coming up. So I know you mad as hell at Cassie, because Cassie blocking your bag with Diddy being locked up. And I know you mad at Don, because Don spoke up about Diddy, which is, you know, which she has a lawsuit against him as well. So anybody that's speaking up against Diddy, you're mad because that indirectly blocks your bag. So let's get into what she said with her disrespectful horse face having ass. I cannot stand her. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't even want to go there, but let's get into it, y'all.
Has always been somebody that I wanted to be like.
Cassie.
Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that. Was the thing.
Speaking of the after party.
I don't fucking know. Don't talk about no baby oil, man. Like, I still use baby oil. Y'all need to get into it. I saw Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to, like, give everybody motherfucking, you know, lap dances, basically. You know, and get drunk and just have a good, like, model time.
What's your relationship like with Dawn?
I don't fuck with Dawn like that. And I'm gonna fucking stand on business. I didn't see that. What I saw was, what the fuck is going on with you, because you acting weird. You're a weird bitch, is what I see. And it's a list of niggas. Where y'all at? Talk about it. Dawn's a weird motherfucker, man. But y'all motherfuckers call me to tell the truth. I'm finna.
Dawn is more famous than you. Go over there and look at her YouTube videos, all her damn videos, her music. Dawn is a star. Kaleena, you a great writer. You can sing a little bit. You got a little do re mi fo sol la si da. You got a little bit of that shit going on. But Dawn is the bigger star than you. And I think that's why you pressed and mad. Even in the group Dirty Money, yes, they both wrote songs together, but Dawn's pen game was a little bit better than yours, and her voice was a whole lot better than yours. Dawn could do more with her voice, and she looked better than you, and you were mad about that. Dawn, if you guys notice, go back and look at all of the Dirty Money photos that they took. Dawn would always be up front. Kaleena would always be kind of pushed to the side or to the back. They never really took pictures together, which shows their body language where they really didn't fuck with each other like that. You could tell they didn't like each other. They were just getting money. They were just getting money together. Dawn, and you could tell Dawn didn't really see it for Kaleena like that. They just kind of, you know, they came together as a group because Diddy put them together as Dirty Money. But I believe that Diddy liked Dawn more, but he felt more loyalty towards Kaleena because Kaleena was doing things, you know, behind the scenes with Diddy that Dawn would not do. Dawn did not want to be in FOs. Yes, he went to some parties because she was made to go according to her lawsuit. But when it came to her participating in stuff and doing wild stuff with Diddy, she didn't want to do that. So they saw her as being weird when really she was just being normal. She was being normal. She didn't want to be sleeping with Diddy. She didn't want to be hanging out and doing FOs with girls and taking drugs. And she wasn't into that. Dawn was about her music. Dawn was about her music. And I think that's what bothered him. Even Diddy and them tried to get her into doing stuff, making her be at them damn parties. And she would see stuff. She talked about a lot of what she saw in her lawsuit of young girls being at these Diddy parties, girls that were like young teen girls, she said that she saw at some of these damn parties. So Dawn spoke out, and she also mentioned Kaleena and her lawsuit. So of course now Kaleena's gonna sit in interview saying, I don't fuck with her. At one point you kind of did. Y'all were cool, but y'all weren't like cool. You get me? Y'all were in a group, y'all toured together, y'all wrote music together, y'all recorded together. So y'all was in each other's space a lot. But it was just understood that Dawn was not going to bend on her values and who she was in order to please Diddy and kiss his ass like you did, Kaleena. And you mad about it because Dawn's career took off and you still stagnant. You mad because Diddy locked up and he can't help push your career. Meanwhile, Dawn is out here still moving and shaking and touring and writing music and still popping. And you ain't doing shit. But sitting in interviews talking about you wish you was like Diddy. Girl, bye. You can be up in there with him if you need to. You the same person that was on Love and Hip Hop bragging about you got a husband and you got a girlfriend and you and your husband shared a girlfriend. Like, how dysfunctional is that bullshit? Maybe you wanted Dawn and Dawn was like, girl, bye. That's what it gives. Because you're real jealous of Dawn. I noticed that even in the group because I've been following them since they first came out. It's giving you a little jealous of Dawn and her abilities. Yeah, that's what it gives. Because y'all know Dawn was in Danny the Kane prior to being in Dirty Money. Okay, she was one of the lead singers in Danny the Kane. She was on a lot of hit records. She sang lead on a lot of hit records. So she pretty much, she put her time in the game. And now she's doing well for herself musically. She's very versatile musically. I follow her. I love her music. Okay, I absolutely do. I love me some damn Dawn. So can't nobody tell me shit about Dawn. She is very musically gifted. All right, she's weird. She's a little weird, but those be the best artists if you think about it. The weirder the artist, the best music. Look at Miguel, weird as hell, best music. Anybody like Miguel? Any Miguel fans in the chat? Miguel is weird as hell, but Miguel makes good music. SZA, weird as fuck. But musically gifted, pen game on fleek. I can go down the list of a bunch of weird damn artists, and they are out of this world talented. Those be ones. Those be the ones, okay? But yeah, Kaleena, I can't with you, sis.
Motherfucker, tell the truth. Just go with it. Just go with it. We don't have to think about nothing. Just go with it. Oh, just go with it. Just go with it. Sean has always been somebody that I wanted to be like.
Cassie.
Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that. Was the thing.
Speaking of the after party.
I don't fucking know. Don't talk about no baby oil, man. Like, I still use baby oil. Y'all need to get into it. I saw Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to like give everybody motherfucking, lap dances basically. And get drunk and just have a good like model time.
What's your relationship like with Dawn?
I don't fuck with Dawn like that. And I'm gonna fucking stand on business. I didn't see that. What I saw was what the fuck is going.
Y'all see their body language? Damn, I missed it. And I can't go back. But did y'all see their body language, Dawn and Kaleena, how they were always separated? You never saw them like up on each other. You never saw them like side by side in any of their like pictures. So you could kind of tell the distance between the two of them.
I don't know what you because you acting weird. You're a weird bitch, is what I see. And it's a list of niggas where y'all at. Talk about it. Dawn's a weird motherfucker, man. But y'all motherfucker call me to tell the truth. I'm finna motherfucker tell the truth. Just go with it.
Yeah, we don't want to hear anymore. All right. Yeah, you go with it. Okay. Go with all that bullshit. Take all that with you. All right. Moving on, honey. Diddy, honey. Is Diddy going broke out here? Word on the street is that Diddy's network, honey, has reportedly declined by $600 million after his legal woes hit. Didn't I tell y'all they're gonna bankrupt him? Didn't I tell y'all the goal is to bankrupt Diddy? They're gonna do him the same way R. Kelly was done. Okay, I told y'all this a long freaking time ago. The goal is to lock him up, tarnish his image, break him financially. Okay, if you guys notice, since Diddy's been locked up, how many cases have you, new cases of sexual abuse and abuse period, that you guys have seen with Diddy? All of these cases are, a lot of them have missed the time for them to file lawsuits to where they can actually take him to court. Okay. But what's going to happen is each and every one of these lawsuits have to be paid out to these, abused, to people that abused. Okay. Yeah. Everybody that's filed these lawsuits against him, they're coming after him and they want money. Yeah. So that's how they're going to break him. They did the same thing to R. Kelly, if you guys noticed, after the documentary, especially. Okay. Because the documentary just kind of blew the whole damn roof off. But in this case, Cassie already blew the damn roof off with her lawsuit after he when it settled the very next day, which let everybody know his ass was guilty. And then the damn video of him assaulting her, that was another, slab of icing on the damn cake. But now that he is locked up, if you guys notice, I've already counted at least almost damn 10 more lawsuits on top of what he's already facing for the trafficking, RICO, and all this other bullshit that he is in there for. But they said his net worth has declined by $600 million after his legal woes, and it's going to keep going down. They are going to break Diddy, okay? You don't have no artists that you really fooling with like that because you don't ran through them and you don't fucked up every artist that you worked with, okay? Yeah, that's what happened. Your money is getting funny. Your son done had to turn his damn car in because he ain't paid it in 3 months. What is going on over there in the Diddy household? What is going on? Mama Combs, you better go and pawn some of them damn Donna Summer wigs. Get the one that you wore to court when you went to go see your son. Go get that one first. Get on down there and sell that one first, okay? The one that was all puffed out, looked like Richard Simmons. I said, what Richard Simmons going in there to go see Diddy for? I said, why is Richard Simmons in there with heels on, child? With this pencil skirt going in there to see Diddy on his court date. What's that about? But it was his mama. But so we need you to go on down there and pawn that wig so you can help your son with his legal woes because his money is going down out here. Mama Combs, child. Mama Combs is looking a hot fucking mess. But anyway, girl. And your makeup look like the little baby love did your makeup. Okay, baby love just turned 1. Look like baby love did your makeup that day too. Just from my perspective. But let's get into what they're saying about Diddy, child. They said that Diddy is seeing his fortune shrink fast, with reports claiming that he's down $600 million as his legal troubles pile up. Now, it goes on to say that just a few years ago that he topped Forbes' list of the highest paid celebrity, bringing in $130 million in a single year from ventures like the Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour, Ciroc, and his Sean John clothing line, which Ciroc he don't have no more, and neither does he have Sean John. So that's a huge pay cut right there. And he damn sure ain't gonna be doing no more Bad Boy Reunion tours because don't nobody want to fuck with him no more. So that's out of the picture as well. All right. Plus, he died in the penitentiary. But so now, with numerous lawsuits and a federal indictment accusing the mogul of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation of the prostitution with a P, Diddy has seen major business ties severed, which I just told you, including partnerships with Capital Preparatory Harlem, Hulu, Peloton, and Revolt TV, which have presumably significantly affected his net worth, and did. Now, it says, however, Forbes editor Jack O'Malley Greenberg reportedly noted that Diddy's net worth has been steadily declining for years, even before these recent allegations. Yeah, so before the allegations, that's true, because y'all know Ciroc pulled out Diageo, which was the liquor company that backed Ciroc. They definitely did cut ties with him after they found out about that whole Cassie situation, and especially after the video. They did not want to have nothing to do with him. Sean John pulled out as well. They removed all of his clothing from Macy's. Macy's dropped him. Other clothing stores dropped Sean John because he was trying to revive the Sean John clothing line. I don't even know anybody that still wears Sean John. Anybody still wear Sean John? He was trying to revive his clothing line, but people were like, yeah, we're not fucking with you no more. So you can go ahead and take you and your line and get that shit out of here. So yeah, Macy's was like, yeah, come and pick your shit up from over here too, because we don't want it. But yeah, so people have pulled out of doing business with Diddy. So Diddy is not that dude anymore in these streets, okay? A lot of people that was hanging with him, going to these parties, they really started to disassociate themselves and separate themselves from Diddy, knowing that these charges were coming out, because they didn't want their names being brought up in lawsuits. All right. Now it says that Diddy remains in custody at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center and has pled not guilty to all charges, of course. All right. Which we know he would be found guilty. I'm praying that he is. Every single charge that you got and any more that they can have stick to your ass, I hope you get them, because you are a trash ass individual, Diddy. You are. You've done a lot of people wrong. And baby, it's time to play the piper. Okay. It's time to play the piper. All right. I had to play the horn on his ass in here today. Okay. I had to play the horn for you, Diddy. It's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay him. All right. Get your money out. It's already going down anyway. Hell, you might as well go on and pay it. Your money is already going out. All right. Goodbye to you, Diddy. Get off my screen. I'm over it. All right, let's check you off the list. We're done talking about Diddy. All right, his money is down 600 million, and I hope the bitch go down to zero. Moving on. Diddy, how do you feel? Let's check in on Diddy right quick. Let's check in on Diddy to see how Diddy feels. Y'all like that horn play. Y'all like that horn, didn't you? See? Y'all ain't know Caramel had a band. I was a one-man band at one point in my life. All right, Caramel is a one-man band over here. All right, let's check in on Diddy and his finances, girl, and let's see how he is doing over there in Metropolitan Detention Center. All right.
Checking account balance. Your checking account balance is negative $81.02.
Oh!
Which broke ass.
Yeah. Ooh, child. Let's see. Diddy, you all right?
Checking account balance. Your checking account balance is negative $81.02.
Oh!
Which broke ass.
It's all right, Diddy. Just let it out.
Checking account balance. Your checking account balance is negative $81.02.
Oh!
Which broke ass.
Yeah, Diddy, I know, child. 600 million, your money done went down 600 million, bitch, I'll be crying too. All right, moving on. All right, this person here, I cannot call her a rapper, but that's what they put in the text, so we'll go with it, child. Sexy Red, ain't nothing sexy about you, girl. It don't look like you had a bath in about a good 3 weeks. We're gonna add another week to make it 4, baby. Okay. Every time I see that video, I'll be laughing. But yes, so rapper Sexy Red, if we can call her that, child. That's what the people call her. I don't know. I digress. So a man, you guys, a Miami man is arrested for armed R-wording after claiming to be Sexy Red's manager to lure in his victim, okay, and forcing her to do the coquiana at Pow Pow Point and R-wording her for several hours. This is dangerous. He looked crazy. I'd have been like, bitch, I don't care what manager you are. I ain't going nowhere with you. Look how crazy. He look crazy. Don't he look crazy? Why people can't use their spidey senses? I'd have been like, first of all, fuck Sexy Red, okay, and all of that. and her damn horns. And that fake ass Amazon chain around her neck. All of that. And her fake ass baby hair. That pink baby hair that her ass got laid down on her damn forehead. All of that. I ain't about to go nowhere with your ass. Your crazy looking ass. He look crazy. Oh, Jesus. Let's get into it, honey. Thank God Caramel can read real good because it's a long publication. We're going to fly through it, though, all right? Now, it says that a man posing as Sexy Red's manager, honey, has been arrested and charged with several, with sexual battery as well as false imprisonment with a weapon, y'all. Now, according to Local 10, Vladimir Joseph, 41, was arrested, honey, after he picked up a woman from a booby trap event. The hell? Drove her to his home, forced her to do the coquiana under PowerPoint and allegedly R-worded her for several hours. He's dangerous. My God. Now it says that according to Miami Gardens police that Joseph claimed that he was working an event for Sexy Red and the booby trap in Miami. It says that as the woman waited outside, said that he approached her claiming to be Alexander Beamer, Sexy Red's manager. Says that after getting in the after getting in the vehicle with another woman and 3 men, they arrived at his home on 20900 block of Northwest 14th Place. It says that following arriving, says that the woman is claiming that Joseph forced her to take the coquiana with a pow to her head. Oh my Jesus. Now, she said that he told her, take this or I'll unalive you, is what she is claiming he said. Then he made her walk upstairs and proceed to sexually assault her while recording it on multiple phones. You recorded your own crime, dumbass. Good for you. You just helped the police. Now, it says that the victim claims that Joseph then instructed her to take a shower. After she did, he continued to R-word her more before ordering her a lift home. Wow. Says that he sent the details of the lift ride to her phone, which is how authorities were able to pinpoint where she was R-worded and who did it. You dummy. You probably took most of the damn coquiana if you did that bullshit. How you even think they were going to track that back to you? Child. Now, they says that after the assault, the woman did contact the police and went to a local hospital to have a R-word kit done. Now, following the assault, Joseph has surrendered to police and is being held without bond. Thank God, because he's dangerous. He sat out there and prayed on this girl. And he had people to help because who were the people in the car? The other people in the car sounds like they helped lure her. This sounds like a trafficking situation if you ask me. Thank God she was able to get out of there. But damn, who knows what he's got? I hope he didn't give her anything. That's sad. And who is that trusting to be getting in a car with somebody saying, oh, I'm Sexy Red manager? I don't give a hot damn who you are. I don't give a hot damn who you are. I'm not about to get in your damn car. Oh, and then he repeatedly R-worded her. He deserves to be where the fuck he is. He don't need any type of nothing. And they're going to give him that good old street justice when he go to prison because they do not like R-worders and they do not like people who mess with children in prison. So you will definitely be getting your karma when you get up in there, sir. Okay? Because that shit is very, very crazy. All right? He looked crazy. His eyes look like he done clocked out. Oh, child, let's get into this next publication, Lord. All right, so let's get it pulled up. Lord have mercy. Y'all be careful out there, child. Don't be getting in people's car. I don't even do Uber or Lyft. I don't do that shit. I don't get in none of that because I don't trust people like that. If I can't go in my car or my husband or you know, something like that, hell no. I don't fuck with no damn Uber or no Lyft because that's you get in the car with a stranger. I don't care if they can track it because bitch, they be crazy too. All right, you have some of them I've seen where they be putting the child safety lock bullshit on there, and you think you about to get out, and they done put the child safety lock, and your ass is trapped up in there, and they take you to a place where you don't know where the hell you going, or you might know where you're going, but you can't do shit because you locked in there. And then you get R-worded or anything, or unalived. You got to be careful with stuff like that. You got to be careful. And then I did a story over here as well where they showed people at the airport posing as Uber and Lyft drivers. And these people are getting in their car thinking that they're getting ready to go to their destination. And they're robbing them, R-wording them, and unaliving them. Okay, assaulting as well. We've seen that. Y'all be careful if you take Uber and Lyft. Okay, definitely have you some mace or whatever you need to have with you, child, so that you can be safe when you're out and about in these situations. Okay, I don't trust nobody. I'm sorry, I don't trust nobody. I don't give a damn. You can't take me no fucking where. If I'm got to fly out somewhere, baby, I will have our friend, a very close friend of ours, will drop our ass off at the airport, and when we fly back, they will come and pick us up. Fuck Uber and Lyft. Forget y'all, okay? Middle fingers, both to Uber and Lyft. I don't fuck with it. And y'all can't bring me no food either. I don't order no damn food. Don't bring me no food because I don't play that either. I don't play that. Don't be in there eating my damn fries and shit. All right? No, I'm good on that. But let's move on. All right, so Dwayne Youngblood, all right, he details a traumatic teenage experience with T.D. Jakes. That's Bishop T.D. Jakes. All right, Bishop, strong bottom. Bishop, have you ever been swallowed up? Him, all right? All right, I had to do the voice so y'all know who we're talking about. All right, Bishop, take that Jakes, honey. Yeah, so he's about to get exposed, all right? As if any of his members in the chat, you might want to hold on to that $1 you were going to put in there for this Sunday, to after this video, okay? So after I play this video, you might want to hold on to that $1 you was gonna put in the offering plate just to see if you still want to put it in there. All right, I ain't trying to tell nobody to leave their church, but let's get into this. All right, boom. Oh, hold on.
And we decided in one of the
all of that
kind of close with Bishop Jakes. And we decided in one of the times he was there, it was going to be his birthday. I was able to convince my mother to let me drive her car as I didn't have a vehicle. I said, well, we're going to take him out to eat. I want to drive your car. And so we did. We took him out to eat. And it was decided after we were done taking him out to eat that I would be the person to take him back to his sleeping place, which at the time there was a lady named Sister Giles. She always wanted to house and take care of him when he came to that church. And so I came in there, drove him to eat, and then took him back to her home. Well, after taking him back to her home, he says, come on in, let's talk. You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age. This person is killing it. And they're saying to you, come on in, let's talk. And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had. And for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father. We talking about these scenarios. And I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it. Someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through. Well, after sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally look at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself.
Lord Jesus.
Wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me.
Lord.
And in that moment, I literally died.
Lord.
I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to the service tonight. She says, no, no, no. You know, we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
He was taunting him. That's what that was. Bitch, you can read. What the fuck I need to read for you for? This is why he was hanging around Diddy. Do you guys not hear some of the similar situations that some of the people who have come forward to talk about the sexual assaults that they experienced with Diddy? The same things that is happening with this in this situation here with Dwayne Youngblood with TD Jakes. This is why TD Jakes was so close to Diddy. And a lot of people kept saying, I don't understand the connection. I don't understand their friendship. TD Jakes is supposed to be this bishop. What is the closeness with that? Why is he hanging at the Diddy parties? Why are they hanging out? Like, it's just like oil and water. Why are they, like, what is the connection between the two of them? And when this video came out, I said, ha, ha, ha. Now I see what the connection is, because this is why one of the reasons why he had to step down. Now, this is not the first time I've heard stuff about TD Jakes. Okay. Y'all know his son got caught in the park in Texas where he was revealing himself to people, and TD Jakes paid a lot of money to have it swept under the rug. Now, my question is, because y'all know several of his sons are not his biologically, because Sarita Jakes had kids prior to her marrying TD Jakes. So he took them in as his own. My question is, were these boys violated in that home? Because there are stories that there have been some inappropriate situations going on with those boys. Okay. And one of them has identified himself to be G-A-Y. Okay. And TD Jakes was trying to say that he didn't approve of that. But my thing is, did something happen to him growing up? Because they were young kids when Sarita met TD Jakes, and he took him in and kind of adopted him as his own, like I said. Did something happen to these boys growing up in that house? Now that I'm hearing that this happened to Dwayne Youngblood, because y'all know how it happens. In a black household, when they violate a young person, the first thing they say after they violate them is, don't tell anybody. And then they bribe them with things. So not only are you making a young person, they know it's wrong. They don't really know what's going on, but they know deep down that it's wrong, that you shouldn't be touching me here. That I'm supposed to respect you. Why are you touching me in places that are inappropriate? How am I to deal with that? Because you're also my disciplinarian, but then you're turning around and doing things that are egregious and are unacceptable as the authoritative person in my life. That's my question. So the audacity of you to ask this man, and his parents, they didn't know. I can't blame them for making him go to church, because we all were made to go to church as children. Hell, I was made to go to church. It was understood. Even when I became a teenager, they would say, hey, you can go out to a party, but just know you getting up, you're going to Sunday school. That's the black household. I don't give a damn. Come in at 12, 1, you're getting up and you're getting ready for Sunday school, and you're going to morning service. That was understood in my household. So I get where his parents were saying, okay, if we're going to church, you got to go too. I get that. Because one, they did not know, that this person that they were going to see minister to them was doing something egregious to their child. So not only is he still trying to process what's going on, this just happened, then you call him to check in to mentally see where he is. And if he told, that's the only reason why he called. Then you also proposition him for another inappropriate situation. got to go to bed, okay? Okay, close the door. Good night. What are you doing? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. And then close the door. Thank you, love. All right, so let me get back into character. But anyway, in this situation, what he was doing was setting this young boy up for an FO. What world do we live in to where pastors are presenting themselves as a member of the flock, as a person to be respected, as a person to come to when you need spirituality and a word of God spoken over you, to where you are also being confused with being touched in places you should not and propositioned to be in situations that you should not participate in? What world do we live in when that happens? I been knew some shit was going on with TD Jakes. I'm sorry. My mental telepathy let me know there's some GAY something going on with him, because it was also mentioned, and I'm about to blow y'all mind. Gene Deal spoke about bathhouses. Y'all know what bathhouses are? Bathhouses are like this little, like a sauna type place where these men, it's all men, go to, and they don't have on nothing underneath. They have on like a t-shirt, or they might not have no shirt on. But they go into these like spa-like places, and they get into these like jacuzzis with nothing on, and they make out with each other, and they do inappropriate things. And he was saying that TD Jakes was seen in there, and Diddy would go there 3 times a week. Did y'all just hear what I said? TD Jakes was allegedly seen at these bathhouses, because he was hanging with Diddy a lot. And Diddy would be seen and dropped off at these bathhouses 3 times a week. That was like a normal routine for Diddy. So it's not a coinky dink that TD Jakes would be seen, like I said, twirling around, dancing, and having a good old time at a Diddy party. And you're supposed to be a whole bishop. Now, I don't like to judge people, but I've been in church all my life. And from what I've always been taught, that you are in the world, but you're not of the world. I'm going to say it again. You are in the world, but you're not to be of the world. Meaning that you have to be around these people. You can't get around that. But you have to separate yourself from certain things and situations and circumstances, because you're supposed to be set apart. And I feel like TD Jakes was more so focused on the monetary gain, the clout, the publicity that he got by being around Diddy, because Diddy was that dude. There was money that came from this situation. So that is why he was doing that, because he wanted the connection. He wanted to have the celebrity acceptance. He wanted to have that social acceptance as well, because Diddy knew a lot of people. And to go to a Diddy party, my God, you're there with everybody that's somebody. But then you're living very dangerously behind the scenes, and you're propositioning people and paying them to be quiet. Like he told him, I'm going to take care of you for the rest of your life. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And let me tell you why TD Jakes has put himself in a very dangerous position. Again, I grew up in church all my life. Okay. My grandmother is a pastor. Okay. I grew up Church of God in Christ. So I know all about the Bible. Okay. I know my mouth is very slick. I'll cuss a bitch out in a hot minute, but I know a lot about the Bible. But what I mean by this with TD Jakes is he's in a very dangerous position, because when you accept a role to be bishop, pastor, someone like that, where you say that you are called. I know they say in church, you're called by God to be this certain person, to where you have souls that are attached to you, people that look up to you. So now you've put yourself on this plateau, on this platform, to where people see you and they're looking at you as a God versus someone that you're supposed to be a person of the cloth. So the reason why TD Jakes is in such a dangerous position is because you know the way, but you refuse to do the way. So you're playing with God, and you're using your ministerial connections and money, because people are paying their tithes and offerings. Okay, let's get deep on this. People are paying their tithes and offerings. This is why, and that's why I say I don't fool with mega churches. I don't fool with mega churches, because most of the time it's about money. Most of the time, it's about money, lifestyle, clout, and they're doing things behind the scenes that you would never ever know of because they have enough money to cover it up. And that's the problem with TD Jakes. Okay? That's the problem with TD Jakes. So in order for you to continue this lifestyle that you're not supposed to be living and taking the church's money and funding your sexual desires with men, which you already know is against the teachings of the Bible, puts you in a dangerous spot, not only with the church, but with God. Because that's who you inadvertently have to answer to in the end. Correct? Yeah. This is not the first time we've heard about this with TD Jakes. We joke all the time about the swallowed up and stuff, but these are real things. And he's also, I saw another video where he's also been trying to keep this Dwayne Youngblood quiet. He's been doing videos. He's been speaking out. He's been talking because he was a child when this happened. And this is what happens in the church. This is the problem I had with Eddie Long when he did it. He was having those boys call him daddy, his spiritual daddy. I got a problem with that. Because some women, that's what they call a man when he hitting that thing just right. Let's get deep. But you brought that nasty, egregious act into the church and tried to adopt it and put it off as a spiritual connection with your flock and people that you're supposed to be teaching the way of the Lord, but you're actually using that, and it's a fine line. He knew exactly what he was doing. That's why his ass went out the way that he did. God said, I'm going to teach you to play with me. I'm going to teach you to play with me. I'm going to teach you to play with me and going to play with me in my house. Does everybody know? And we're taught you don't stand in the pulpit. You don't even walk up there. You don't even accidentally fall up in there. That is a sacred place. So for you to stand up there and ask this man, this boy, he was a child at the time, to read for you after you just propositioned him into an sexual situation and you were going to pay him like he was an prostitute off the street and he is a whole child. Make that shit make sense to me. I'm going to play this one more time for those of you just coming in because I want you guys to hear this. And I believe every word that he's saying, and I believe it because it's not the first time I've heard it. And that's the reason why TD Jakes stepped down, because there were so many whispers of things going on with TD Jakes to where he allowed his daughter to step up because he wanted to live this life comfortably and not have to answer questions. Now, when the situation came up before where there was questions about him doing things he shouldn't have been doing, about rumors, he want to get up there like Eddie Long and say, I don't owe people an explanation. And even if I did, I serve a God that's a forgiving God. See, that's the problem I have with church people. No. What you should have done was you should have stepped down. And when you step down, step all the way down. Don't be still getting no check while you ain't up there preaching. See, that's the problem. It's about the money for you. I want to know if he did anything to Sarita's sons, because all of them are war. All her sons got something wrong with their asses. All of them are batshit crazy, and the daughters are crazy too. They grew up in a household where they had a mother who I want to say was very quiet. Because TD Jakes already did interviews where he says Sarita talks too much. I really need her to close her mouth. So you wanted a woman to sit back and be quiet and see things and don't say shit and allow you to live a certain lifestyle. But you say, I don't want to take nothing home to my wife. You don't give a damn about her. Now, my question is too, knowing that Diddy is the way that he is, did you mess with Diddy? That's my question. I want to know, did you mess with Diddy? That's the big question. Because where would the rumor come from that you're a strong bottom and that you were participating in FOs, allegedly? We all know Diddy. We've heard a whole lot of stories about Diddy being with men. And from where I come from, you are what you hang around. I'm sorry. You are what you hang around, period. And I don't judge anyone. If that's the lifestyle you want to live, I'm not God. I'm not the person to judge you on that. But when you take a certain responsibility to be a pastor, a bishop, you got all these titles. It sounds real good. But you ain't living up to that. But you get up and you call other people out and you judge them for the way that they live. And right behind the scenes, that's what TD Jakes was doing the mess. And so was Eddie Sloan is what I called him. Messing with them young boys. And God dried his ass right up in front of everybody, and he still had to stand up there and lie, talking about aggressive cancer. Nigga, that wasn't no aggressive cancer. I don't believe it. Let's get into what this man had to say. I'm gonna play it one more time because I don't think he's lying. I don't feel like this man is lying. Let's get into it.
And we decided in one of the times he was there, it was going to be his birthday. I was able to convince my mother to let me drive her car as I didn't have a vehicle. I said, well, we're going to take him out to eat. I want to drive your car. And so we did. We took him out to eat. And it was decided after we were done taking him out to eat that I would be the person to take him back to his sleeping place, which at the time there was a lady named Sister Giles. She always wanted to house and take care of him when he came to that church. And so I came in there, drove him to eat, and then took him back to her home. Well, after taking him back to her home, he says, come on in, let's talk. You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age. This person is killing it. And they're saying to you, come on in, let's talk. And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had. And for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father. We talking about these scenarios. And I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it. Someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through.
In that moment, he played on his vulnerability, and he was able to sneak in his sexual desires for this young boy. Sad. Sorry.
Long discourse with him. I finally look at my watch, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. And in that moment, I literally died. I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes. And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub. And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to the service tonight. She says, no, no, no. You know, we got a rule in this house. If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done. I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
Now, he was humiliating him because, one, he did not give him an answer as to say, okay, yes, or agree to his proposition to this young boy. Dwayne didn't say, oh, okay, I agree. I'll do that. That sounds good. You're going to pay me for the rest of my life? Okay, great. I'll do it. He didn't give him an answer. And then it was shocking to see him come to the church. And he knew he hadn't told his parents because his parents brought him to the church. His parents weren't running up there trying to put powers on him. So TD Jakes knew that this boy's parents did not know about this proposition and the inappropriate behaviors that he had with this boy. Because y'all know how black families are. Y'all know how black parents are. If we find out some shit like that happen to our child, they about to let off on somebody. Like, for real, for real. We ain't coming to church to praise the Lord. We coming to lay hands upon you, and not with no praying oil either. He knew exactly what he was doing. One, you were trying to embarrass him. And two, you were trying to punish him for not giving you what you wanted because you felt like you had that power. And it's that same demonic demon that Diddy has, to where he feel like he can have anybody and do anything to anybody and they don't have a say so. The same way he did with Cassie, the same way he did with anybody else that he's violated. In every single sexual assault case that I read to you guys, it's the same mentality. That's why I said they are hanging around each other for a reason. TD Jakes has the same mentality of Diddy, to where he thinks that he can have anyone and do any sexual thing he wants to do to them and buy them out of it, to where they don't speak about it. But you can do whatever you want to do to them, and that you can dominate them because of your title and who you perceive yourself to be. And that's why it is so dangerous to give some people a certain level of power, because they misuse it. TD Jakes has misused his power in order to lure young boys. I'm willing to bet this is not the only young boy. This is just the only one that's speaking out, because he has access to a lot of money. He has, and that's why he keeps doing those women down or loose, women down or loose. And you got women and people that are flocking there spending money, because you have to pay for these conferences. That's why I say it's a money grab. It's a money grab. They keep doing these conferences where they have people coming there falling out on the floor. You got to pay, what is it, $100, $200 to come per person. And think about it, for a mega church, $200 per head. Oh, you're making a bag. So you're able to finance this lifestyle of running around, seeking out young boys, paying for them to do sexual favors for you. That's why you can say, I'm going to pay for you for the rest of your life, because I'm getting ready to do another conference next week to some people that don't even know what I'm doing, and they're going to pay their $200 to come to this damn conference. And I'm going to keep doing it. And the next few weeks or months, I'm going to do another conference. That ain't even counting what you're making in the collection plate on Sunday morning and services in between. That's why I say y'all better stop. And I'm not trying to deter anyone from going to church. I'm just saying, know who you are sitting up under, because you have people like this nasty fat bastard right here out here playing with God and taking people's money and molesting with the M your children. That's the same shit Diddy was doing, promising these young kids record deals and saying, I need to have a private conversation with the child. Didn't want the parents in the meeting. And I said, well, how is it? This child is 10 years old. What private meeting do you need to have with a 10-year-old? They can't answer no questions about no damn record deals. They can't sign no paperwork without their parent. They need parental guidance. My child is not being in any meeting with no fucking adult. I'm sorry. They are a minor. Their parents should be present at all times. And who the fuck are these parents allowing their kids to be in a private meeting with Diddy, to where you in there itemizing these children with an S, promising them record deals, and then they don't even get a fucking deal. And then you're paying the parents to be quiet about it and not come forward because you want to protect your reputation and where you are and your money. That's some real shit that's going on. Stop doing that, parents. Stop taking money. That's the reason why R. Kelly's ass is warped right now. His own mama took money from a man that was in the community that molested him. And they went to court to get ready to, and the mother was going to testify against him. And this man came to R. Kelly's mother and said, here, take this. I think it was $500. Don't testify against me. And this woman took the money instead of protecting her son. And he grew up to be an abuser. He grew up to be a predator, to where he did the same thing that was done to him. The very same thing. And that's what happens when these situations are not rectified. You're breeding the next generation of predators. I'm happy he's speaking out. I'm happy he's exposing TD Jakes, because this shit has gone on for so long. And there's other pastors out there doing it as well. You have to watch your kids and don't be just allowing them to be in little stuff. We were hearing about stuff like that about Boy Scouts. People sending their kids to be with Boy Scouts and the Boy Scout leaders touching kids inappropriately. Not mine. Not mine. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I keep my third eye. I look for signs. I told you, you got to look for signs in your children. Your children will tell you without telling you the shit is going on. If you know your kids. If you don't spend enough time with your kids, then you don't get it. You don't pick up on those things. But if you know your kids and you spend enough time with them, you can tell when some shit is off with your kids. If they've been touched inappropriately, that shit gonna come out if you pay attention to your kids. Yeah. Let's get off this subject, child, because I can go on and on. We got to get into this video, this interview with Laura, and it's gonna be a little long. It's gonna be well, not too long, but let's get into it. All right. Bye, TD. Get off my damn screen, child. I don't fool with him. I don't fool with him. All right, so let's get into this interview. All right, guys, please get through it. Carlos is the interviewer. I know, child, but it's very eye-opening, and she is exposing the hell out of Shaunie, child. Okay, and she also exposed her sister. She don't have a good relationship with her sister either, which I thought was very, very weird. But let's get into it. Shout out to Carlos King, because that's where we're watching. Okay. Let's get into it. This interview is between Carlos King. He's interviewing Laura Govan from Basketball Wives. All right. They're going to talk about the truth about Shaq, the altercation with Drea, where she had words with Evelyn, and she's also going to expose Shaunie O'Neal. All right. Let's get into it.
We were just talking earlier. Seriously, she's aging backwards. Aging backwards. She looks 20 years younger. She's always been a baddie. She has a potty mouth, but if you know her, her heart is pure gold. Give it up for the beautiful legend of reality television. She outdresses any girl on television. Facts. Laura Govan. How are you, baby?
I'm so good.
So good. Okay, no shade. What's the secret? Is it alkaline water? Is it like, what is it? You look amazing.
So it's for sure good. That's top, right? And then after it's creams, right? And then
what type of cream?
Creams, say less. Listen, coconut oil always does the trick.
Wait, coconut oil where?
From head to toe, baby.
Really?
On me and him.
Oh.
Yes. Coconut oil. We just be slipping and sliding.
Oh.
It's good. Life is good.
I have not seen this happy ever. Because when I met you, you was going through a divorce and the custody battle, separation, all that stuff. So this is the first time, and this is real tea. This is the first time in our friendship that I see you glowing.
Oh, thanks, babe. I didn't glow before.
Listen,
No, I get it.
You all, listen, you're naturally gorgeous, but
oh, thank you.
I'm being very honest with you. It was like this cloud. I mean, listen, you were going through something so horrific in your relationship that any woman would have a hint of darkness hovering over them.
Yeah, that, you know what's so crazy too? In all of my TV life, I have always been authentic and myself. The biggest problem I've always had is that I can't fake that. Like, I gave you what I was at the time. If I wasn't happy, you saw I wasn't happy. If I was miserable, I gave you, because it's hard. I'm from Oakland. I can't fake it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. Like, bro, like, nah, we going in today. Today is the day that she gonna get it. Whoever. And it was based off of, and I didn't have any control. I was really immature. I was just for the moment.
Get the facts. Economists say Trump's proposals for tariffs on goods would raise costs on average Americans by $3,900. Harris is calling for a $3,000 tax cut for over 100 million Americans. Get the facts. Make your decision.
Feel confident about weight loss with compounded semaglutide injections made with the same.
And however you got it is, I accepted it and I was good with that.
But let's talk about this because you are from Oakland. You're Afro-Latina, correct? Your father's Black, your mother's Latin.
Yes.
Okay. You have how many siblings?
So there's 9 of us. I have 5 brothers and 4 sisters. And all from the same parents. So yeah, so my parents have been married for 51 years. Wow. And together forever, right? And growing up, I don't know. It was something about, I just didn't really like my sisters. I always rocked with my brothers because they like hooped. You know what I'm saying? They always talk shit. Nobody took nothing personal. So like, it was that type of attitude. I learned how to fight, like really learn how to fight. I'm not into the pulling hair and we gonna like, no, bro. Like we gonna square up and go toe to toe. And then afterwards we're gonna be cool because we had to get it out. It was I learned from them like a male, like, you know, when you gotta be territorial and it's like who's up, who's down. But I also learned from my mom how to be domestic. I watched her come in. She cooked every day. I used to watch my dad walk in the house and he would sit down and she would go take his shoes off. And I used to be like, I'm never doing that ever. Because in my mind, I used to think like, why is she slaving for him? But then I understood it. But I can give slave mentality in another way when it comes to that. So I'm going to do you another one. I'll take care of you tonight. But I'm not taking off your shoes. Not happening, bro. Nah, not me.
So you being this girl growing up with 8 siblings, I can relate to that. My parents, before my mom passed, they were married for over 40 years. It's 10 of us, 7 boys and 3 girls. Okay. And I know, and I'm the middle. I'm number 5 out of 10.
Okay.
So I know coming from a big family, I'm right in the middle. Right. So I know coming from a big family, you always try to find your identity. What was your identity having 3 sisters and 5 brothers?
So for me, honestly, I'm 3rd to the last. So I was the 7th baby. I took care of my younger brother and sister, like Lonnie and Gloria. I took care of. They had really nobody, kind of. I shouldn't say that, but they had all of us, but they were just coddled up under me. I just took them up, but I'm so mothering, and I knew even at a young age, I was put on this planet to be a mom. I knew it then. I used to have weekend school with them. I took care of them. I taught them how to read, write, you know, so it was that type of thing. But not only because my parents were working, busy. My dad owned jazz venues. My mom was, and they were both in education. My dad did jazz venue at night, but in the day, he was an educator. He was a principal and a counselor at Oakland High School, where I went. And then my mom was at a bilingual school. And so she was there, and then they would work together at night. So I would take care of my brother and sister. I'd just make sure that they were bathed, showered, you know, everything was taken care of, hair combed, clothed. I mean, I got arrested the first time at 13 years old because I had stole from Ross. And I remember my sister wanting a Little Mermaid birthday party. And so I stole everything Little Mermaid. And I almost got away until the end.
What happened?
I got busted. The chick was like, because I was walking out, and as soon as I hit the door, because I got nervous, I hit the door at Ross, and the shit fell out my jacket. But I was holding it hella tight, and I had it scooped, and the shit came out. And I remember, and it was crazy because the officer ended up taking me home because I had caught the BART all the way to, it's called Bayfair Mall. I had taken the BART, and anyway, long story, and and they took me home. And my dad was like, nah, she needs to sit in that car for a little bit. I need her to never be in this position again. And I wasn't.
Wow.
But everything I did was for my brother and sister.
Yeah.
I would remember going to Lucky's in the Bay Area, and that was our grocery store. And I would go in with an empty backpack, and I would leave with a full backpack just to take care of them.
So what is your relationship like now with Gloria? Because we saw you 2 on the show.
Yeah.
And, you know, there did appear to be some sort of like, I mean, listen, sisters go through this. So we see that with the Kardashians. Yeah, but what is your relationship like now with her? Because what we did see was like a little bit of friction.
Our relationship now is we're sisters.
Trump would cost Americans as much as $3.9 trillion, one of the biggest tax hikes since at least the 1980s.
When I'm elected president, 100 million Americans will get a tax cut to letting you keep more of your hard-earned money.
Sorry for these ads, y'all.
The New Makeup by Dolce & Gabbana.
All right, so we back.
That's it.
Wow.
Listen, our kids are beautiful together. I would never in a million years take our children away from each other. They grown up together. They love each other. I love them. She has a beautiful family. Great kids. They're amazing. And they're my kids' best friends. So it's beautiful to watch. It's cousins. That's something that I knew that regardless of her and our relationship, I would never take that away. And so I make sure that it's, it's sustained and it's nurtured, and I do a good job with that. So as an auntie. And as far as she and I mean, we've always just coexisted. If we keeping it a buck.
Even as little girls.
No. So so what really happened is a family matter happened, and it was a nasty one. And it was something that for me, I could say with her, I'm in a good space today than I was before, because what we had went through, it's just not okay.
And what year did this family matter happen?
It happened early. It happened, when I say early, I mean, shoot, I think I was 20. And I just turned 45.
So 25 years ago this happened.
So 25 years ago.
Maybe
even sooner. Maybe when 25 years ago.
And ever since then, things have never been the same.
Never.
And it won't ever be the same.
No. Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah, no. I will always be her sister. And I will always love her as a sister. Like, let me tell you, you're not going to come in here and talk shit about my sister and try to fight my sister. It's still going to go all the way down. But when we're in a room, we're good. Like, we don't have no beef. There's no friction. We'll laugh when you see us. We actually are working on a spinoff from a show, and we'll see what happens. But I want to keep it 1,000. Like, the older I get, the worse my brain to my mouth comes. Like, whatever, I just say what I want.
You've always been that woman, though.
Now imagine it's gotten worse.
So I want to tell a story, because when we were doing the Next 15, even prior to that, I've always been obsessed with you.
Oh, thanks.
And I remember telling you, like, there is something about your family. I'm obsessed. It's giving me Kardashian. One of your brothers, who I was able to meet, is like,
he's gorgeous.
Y'all think she's gorgeous?
No, he's so hot.
Her brother is like,
so cute.
Gorgeous.
Yes. I've seen bitches walking the walls for him. I'd be like, damn.
Yeah, but let's be clear. Your mom and dad are fine still.
They are.
No, your father's like,
dad is so, girls still be trying to get with him. Yo, he's so crazy. Don't even.
No, it's gorgeous.
My mom, yeah.
And your mom is beautiful.
You.
No, your whole family's like stunningly gorgeous.
Thank you.
So long story short, I'm telling my friend Laura, I'm like, I'm obsessed with the Govans. I want to do something. Long story short, you probably don't remember this, or maybe you do. I said, I want to do something with you guys. And you said, okay, let me talk to my sister. And it was a meeting with me, you, and Gloria at the Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood.
Oh, shit.
And we're in the lobby. And you've always been a straight shooter. You are a businesswoman. You are about, like, I don't care what's happening personally. If it's about business, you show up. Long story short, y'all both showed up. And obviously, I'm a fan of Gloria and everything she has going on in her life that we saw on the show. But in that meeting, I remember thinking to myself, oh, this dynamic's interesting. And I was shocked how quiet Gloria was. I was shocked. And I think even you were like,
say something.
We're in a meeting with a producer. What's happening here?
Yeah.
So you talk about being this mama bear. You had that presence even still. So as you two are working on this spinoff, is it easier or is it is it just business?
I would say it's not I wouldn't use the word easier. I would use the word mature.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much more mature, but there's still, when it's a sibling, you still get these butterflies in your stomach because at any moment, for me and my personality, my takeoff point, and what I mean by takeoff is when I'm about to take off on somebody, is really short. And the reason why it is because we all know what the issue is. So I immediately get defensive. And then my defense is quiet. And you don't want me quiet.
That's me.
Because and then it escalates. And then it goes into a space where it's just not healthy for nobody.
Election season is here. Remember, who you vote for is secret. But whether
and it's not just to say that I'm like this tornado who comes in, but let's really talk about some shit if we're going to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to, I find that we bullshit and talk a lot, but why don't we just address this and knock it out? I think in family, a lot of people let shit linger and sweep that shit under the rug. So every time you're in a family reunion, but then it's just not comfortable. It's not a good space to be in. And guess what? We're fucking older now. I got some shit I want to tell you, bitch. You're a person on so many levels. And guess what? It's okay now because I don't want you today. That's why it makes it okay. But it also is that, and I told her, I said, I always wanted to get to a space where my parents are alive. My dad is 83. My mom is 73. I'm at a space that I don't know, God forbid, if they passed away. Oh my God, I can't even say that without crying.
Mm-hmm.
That I would speak to her. I think I speak to her because they're alive.
Mm.
And that breaks my heart because I have 2 daughters and I couldn't fathom nor imagine something like that. And here's the other thing. I don't like it when, if you're wrong, just say sorry. Those words could have cleared up years. But since you want to walk around, because it becomes a narcissistic thing where you now, because you don't want to take any accountability, you put the blame and then you act like it's all okay. Well, guess what? It's not, bitch. It's not okay. So there we are.
I would like for you to clear up a rumor.
Okay, good, please.
One thing about you are very protective of people you love.
Yes.
And sometimes it's at the expense of your own reputation.
Facts.
There's rumors that there's an athlete that you were accused of being with.
Shaquille.
Okay.
Let's just come on.
Let's call out. Okay.
We here.
There's rumors that you had sex with Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
And the rumor is you never had sex with Shaq, but your sister did. And that you protected her by just allowing the rumor to be thrown at you.
So here's what I would say about that. Is this the camera? Which one am I looking at?
Yours is that one.
Okay. Here's what I want to say about that. I will not clean up nothing until I talk to Shaunie, because she is the one who started all this.
Uh-oh.
So when she's ready to have a real woman-to-woman conversation, then I'll let that be out, whatever it is and whatever happened and and the truth about what really happened and transpired. But not only are you going to hear my answer and what the truth is, I'm going to give you some of you too.
That's a threat. Hold up now.
What do you mean by you'll give Shaunie some of her too?
Well, because she thought that me coming back on Basketball Wives was going to be like Laura's, she's ready. Like she's ready to say sorry and she's ready to confess. Like this is what I feel like, because she had me ambushed. You saw it. Everybody saw it. Every time I went to sit down to eat, before I went like this, they were like, so we want to just read something from, it wasn't even like Matthew's 2018. It was like from her narrating some shit. Well, bitch, I'll show you. Okay, bet. So since you feel like you wanted to vomit all this shit out without hearing my side, my story, my truth, this is what you're doing? Let me tell you about you, since you want to talk about me.
Sure.
We're going to keep it a buck, 1,000 on 1,000. That's where I'm at.
Sure.
There's rumors that you have been blocked from being on Basketball Wives for years because she did not want you on the show.
So we had DM'd each other. She actually DM'd me and said that she wanted to clear up some rumors that, Shaunie actually DM'd me and said that she wanted to clear up a rumor that she was the reason why I wasn't on Basketball Wives. But
she DM'd you when?
She DM'd me this year.
In 2024.
2024. She DM'd me this year. And my response was, I don't remember the response. I'll pull up the DM, so I'll let you see it. But I just remember being like, yeah, cool. Like, that's what's up. Like, because I see our daughters play basketball a lot together. I love her children. I see them. I say hi. I always speak. They always speak. They're always respectful. They're always really nice, never rude, never nothing. Her daughter, I love her daughter. Sometimes I hear her call me auntie and I'm like, holy shit, and I take pride in that. Nothing could happen to her babies when I'm in present. And so we would see each other and it's never awkward for me. With anybody. I don't care. Like, I'm always going to be myself. I'm always going to sit on the floor. Like, it is what it is. And so she, I guess she felt some type of way. But yeah, she saw me at an event, and I think because we were always just be like cordial. There was no beef. It wasn't like when she walks past me, like even to date when I see Drea, if I had to bring that up. Anyway,
we'll clip everything tonight.
Yeah, but so when it was like when we see each other, it was just a mutual thing. Like, bygones, bygone. I don't really care. Like, whatever. So anyway, so when we, it's a mutual thing, and then on top of that, the respect out of it, and then when she told me that when she DM'd me that, I was good. I was like, oh shit, okay, bet. So I started, the producers reached out. It was a whole process, but producers from before and people from before on the show always told me that the issue was her. Producers.
Mm-hmm.
This is not, and I know people.
Oh, yeah,
so
no.
It's not, yeah, I'm not getting secondhand bullshit. I don't even rock with
and listen, I want to corroborate your story because obviously it's my genre in which I work. I am very much aware that in order to be on the show, and listen, she created it, and
she didn't create Basketball Wives LA. That's not true. She did not. My sister and I started the whole process, the whole entire process. We are the ones that brought the girls to begin with. I remember having breakfast at the Cheesecake Factory trying to bring on Jackie. Like, me and my sister brought Basketball Wives LA to VH1. All the interviews were taken at my house in Orinda, in the Bay. This started years ago, and she just had Basketball Wives Miami. We had started Basketball Wives LA. It was a separate entity at first. And then when we told them, because I told my sister, I was like, I'm not doing this forever because I can't be on here. Like, I was just showing up, being myself at the time, miserable and crazy. I was just like, anybody could get it. And it wasn't a good space for me to be in. So, once I realized that part, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. So I pulled out. And then I'm not even sure if my sister stayed, but we were going to start our own show, blah, 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 blah. And then it just kind of never took off, and we just started living our lives. But where we are today, it is what it is. So like when I show up now and this is another rumor that I hear. So allegedly, Gilbert, she's talking to Gilbert.
Who is she?
Shaunie, all the time, allegedly. And it was said that, now, I come, my shit be authentic. I'm not just coming with like bullshit. but I'm gonna say allegedly just to say it. But they're talking, and what was said was that Gilbert, and his new fiance are going to be on the show, only if I'm to be put off.
When you came back to do Basketball Wives, were you under the impression that, okay, Shaunie D and me, she wants to clear the air. I can't wait for a scene between me and Shaunie.
Couldn't wait. I was like this every day. I like, okay, she walking in any minute. Where's she coming? No come? Okay, bet. Next day. Is she coming? No come? I was like, we got 2 more days of this shit. When is this bitch showing up? I was like, what's happening? Where you at? No show.
So when Evelyn conveniently brought the excerpt of a book to an international cast.
Come on, keep coming. I'm listening.
In your heart of hearts, do you believe Evelyn was sent by Shaunie to bring up the Shaq thing in order for you to be embarrassed on national television, or just that was their way of having it addressed?
I felt it was to be embarrassed. I felt it was to be ambushed. If you were, okay, for people who just saw it, I was living it. I was in it. And it was an ambush. And my years previous, that ambush would have been a tornado. Everybody would have got hands. To date, everybody's going to get this mouth.
Early voting is underway in Georgia. This election will be close, so please make your plan today on when and where to
on the episode. I said, girl, little old Malaysia. Cause y'all know Laura is big like a damn moose. I said, little old Malaysia came here and handled you
gives
like
you
that.
the freedom to tell your story.
Like you just throwing paws like that.
So when they commenced to doing their little reading at the table and shit, no problem. Keep it coming. Because what you're not gonna do is get them. I'm older now. I'm much more mature. I don't do telephone. So I'm not going to tell you anything, first of all, especially you, meaning Evelyn, or anybody at that table. What really happened or how it went down. Let me take that back, because I actually told Evelyn some shit in the car because I was talking to her. And I like Evelyn. I love her daughter. I like her a lot from when I would see her. But what I didn't like is how messy she made it. You didn't have to do that. You could have been like, yo, Elle, let me holler at you real quick. Because that's where I thought we were. Regardless if you're her friend or not, you still being a messy bitch is another thing. But you being a woman and being like, yo, her coming at you like that, I don't really do. But let me give it to you how I'm going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Come at me like that. Not like, here it is. Here's the cookies. Eat them. Oh, yeah? Well, how about we talk about your cookies too? Since you want to be up here talking about who I slept with, who'd you sleep with, since we're talking? But those are things that I'm going to address with her when I get back on that show.
Wow.
Since you don't want to do it when I see you at Whole Foods. And since you don't want to do it when I see you in Porter Ranch anymore. Since you avoided me at Whole Foods, I saw you doing this behind the clerk at the counter, moving as they moved, as I was trying to move to see you. But I had so many bags, I was actually going to come over, but I didn't. And it's okay. Wow. I think it was for the best.
Damn.
We'll leave it at that. So that's
Laura Govan,
I'm just saying.
Are you?
Let's keep it a buck, Carlos.
Evelyn was bobbing and weaving in aisle 5 to the produce section.
Listen,
go ahead.
She was at. We were both. Here's what's crazy. And this a real story. Tell me if it ain't, Miss Evelyn. We were both at the line checking out. She's with the person. I'm with the person. Her person is here, but she's in front. My person is here and I'm in back. So we're right. So as I'm going like this, I could see her moving with the clerk as the clerk. And I was like, damn, bobblehead, say less. But I'll see you. I see you all the time, actually. But usually it's in the car and passing. But I'll see you. And you're going to see me.
The reason why you were disappointed in Evelyn is because you thought like, at least y'all had a respectful.
Yes. A mutual respect.
Yeah, a mutual respect of like.
Yeah, for sure.
Because your thing is this, and let's have a real conversation.
Let's go.
Your thing is this. You've done reality TV for over a decade. You get the game, you get the gig. You know what it is. You knew coming back, y'all gonna talk about some shit. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I'm cool with it.
But let's do it civilly.
Because we have a relationship.
Yes.
I can see if I was a that no one knew.
Yes.
I don't know you from Adam.
Yes.
Read me for filth because I'm a stranger to you.
Yes.
And for you, it was like, I know you. I love your daughter. I love you.
We may not even be best of friends or friends at all, but just out of a mutual respect.
Yeah.
I see you and I respect. I'm like, yo, bitch, you a decade in on TV too. You done hella shows. You done hella shit. You done hella things that I know for facts. So let's just keep it a buck. You right? You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. But then when you do that other dumb shit, that's not okay.
What? Okay, so before I get into what happened afterwards, when I say to you, your response to Evelyn and the girls in regards to the Shaq rumor in question is number one, the most mature, sophisticated, but in your face read that we've seen all year. You didn't raise, the beauty of it was you didn't raise your voice. You didn't raise an eyebrow. You didn't raise a glass. And I know you very well. You were so cool, calm, collected. And this is rare, 100% of the audience was on your side. And what was interesting about that moment is if it did not go their way, obviously, but it also made people be like, oh, we don't that. Like, no, what Laura is saying is so gospel. And what was so interesting about it is that came off the dome. Like it wasn't a rehearsed read.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah.
Like
I didn't know none of that was gonna happen. Listen, I always come in with my guard up because of where we are in the space where I'm in, right? But I didn't think I was gonna get that. And I was like, come on, y'all. This what we doing? This where we at now? Okay, bet. So as I sat there and listened, and at first I was thinking, should I just tell all y'all about yourselves right now? Or should I wait? I'll wait. But I'm gonna give you this though. It's none of your business. And it's not. It's just not, right? Maybe if we were 30, give me 25, God, still immature, right?
Wow.
But today, you know what else? I don't even want to know about I don't even care. Hold on. Not only that, I don't even care to know, even if it's my best friend. I'm like, yo, bro, you want to ask her? I'll stand right next to you if anything pop off. But for now, this is not my fight, right? Like I'm not, and I got to see this girl the next couple days. What are we going to talk about? So they just kept talking about the same thing. Okay, so let me help you understand minions. I don't do that. I don't go. You guys want to be Shaunie's minions? I'm not that. This is what we're not going to do. It was so bad. Even like for those 3 days, it felt like I was there for 3 months. They were the girls, and here's the crazy part. I love Brooke. I do. I went to her daughter's funeral. We've always communicated through, and when I say I love, it's a respect thing that I love about all of them. I love Brandy. I see her cooking show. I be trying to follow her little recipes. I do, but I don't do anything in malice. My intent is not to harm you in a way of like, of aggression and be like that on purpose. So for you to do that to me on purpose, bet.
Ladies, no amount of cleaning or rinsing will fix your pH.
Wow.
If you're smelling a little funky, your mind.
We're back.
But fight fair, play fair, because you think you read me. Wait till it's my turn to read you. But play fair and hear me out like I heard you out, because you're gonna hear everything I gotta say. Because if you running around here, and I mean Evelyn being the spokesperson for Shaunie, that's what I didn't appreciate either, right? Because we had just had a conversation, and again, I get what we're doing for TV. We talking about real life shit. This is my real life. I've been dealing with this bullshit, this life forever. So since you think it's funny and a game to you, and it's like, after I told you a lot of stuff in the car, producers got that tape, they could run it back, right? But then you want to sit here and you number one stunner. Nobody's talking about you, right? What we doing with the 3-letter words? You the big three on every level. We got NBA, we got NFL, we got MLB, we got R&B, we got LMB, that's the Latin, we got the HOV. You might as well get in your CAR and drive away. Like, what are we doing?
The HOV?
She riding HOV lane. Like, what are we doing? Nobody's talking about you.
Child.
Play fair. Let's play fair. Right?
Read right there.
Bitch, you can't name 3 people I slept with.
Damn.
4 facts.
I can't either. I know you. we talk. I can't.
My relationships are long. They're strong. I don't know. I can say the other part. But you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm good. Listen, right. And when I struggle from within. I don't let people know. I just do me. People have no idea what I've been through in real life. And those who do know, pray for me. And they pray for me hard. Because I have been through a lot. You know, life ain't like, I've been through depression. While being a mom, while having to wake up every single day, if I tell you my schedule to date, you would be like, what the? Like, it's still to date. I still struggle with things with my ex. Unwarranted. Completely unwarranted. Like, get over it. When do you stop talking about me to my ex? When do you stop?
What is the status of your relationship with your ex-husband, Gilbert?
So let's clear this up. We were never married.
Okay.
And before I used to let that slide because we were married by law because it was the 10-year blah, 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 because we were together for so long. But our relationship to date is the same as it was 12 years ago, 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually gotten worse.
Low.
I know. That's how I feel. How you think I feel? I live this shit.
Because I was there with you while you were dealing with it. I mean, when we taped the Next 15, we literally follow you having to move out of the house in the. Do you remember that?
Remember.
Yes.
Carlos.
First of all,
I remember.
First of all,
yo,
you work a tour.
Oh, you're not gonna bring me down.
In heels, big boxes.
We
shot on an iPhone.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember.
It's worse than that?
Oh my God.
Why?
Because now he uses the children. Because now he knows how to manipulate it because he can't directly bother me, right? So he knows how much I love my children. But here's the thing he also knows is that I love my children more than I hate him. So he attacks the motherhood side of it. He's just done a lot. He's done a lot. The devil is busy at work. And I fight it every day. And it's so bad that I had to tell his new fiance, who I like, to tell him to stop talking about me.
On his podcast?
Stop talking about me on your podcast, in the shower, at church, at the picnics, at the dinners, at the movies, in the car. Just be quiet. Just leave me alone. And the one thing I have told my children is we have to get him out of our house. So we don't talk about him. There's nothing to talk about. And now it's our son. Let's talk about our son, who's a mega basketball player.
Yeah.
Right? In his own right.
Right.
I want him to have his own name. I don't want him to be, yes, you'll always be the son of Gilbert Arenas. I've never been, and this is also something that I feel like play fair. Gilbert, play fair. I've always given you the title of fatherhood. I've never taken it away. Even when the judge said that you couldn't have it, I never took it away from you. I never took it away from you. Ever. I wouldn't even talk bad about you.
911, what's your emergency?
Please. I need to know my mommy.
What's your name?
Never. I had nothing to say. And people always to date. Why don't you tell the truth? Why don't you tell them that he really doesn't work his sons out? Let's talk about who you really are since you want to talk so much. It's not fair. And it's hard. And people are like, oh my God, it must be so much easier now that they're older. No, for me, it's not. It's harder because now I have to tell the truth. Before I can mask it. I used to tell, it's funny that the kids, my daughter, she said to me, now 18, at Louisville, doing amazing. Oh my gosh, she got a full scholarship, one of the top 10 players in the country. She's phenomenal. My baby lefty. I got 2 lefties, by the way. We'll get into the rest, but she is an amazing young woman. Amazing. And I remember her telling me when she turned 18, she said, okay, now that I'm 18, you have to tell me the truth. Because I always used to tell her, I'll wait until you get older. I'll wait until you get 18 and then I'll tell you the truth. And she was like, I want to know. And we sat down and we had a lot of cries and a lot of laughs. And I don't share just the bad, right? Because that's not real. There's some good in there. I have to give them all of it. But at one point, her words, I was confusing them because it seemed like, how could he be this person, but then you let us go with him? I had to answer to that. And my answer was always, he's your dad.
And that's her daughter asking you that.
We got to keep it 100.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you're his daughter. And I tell all the kids, we gave you in basketball. This is my basketball language. And that's another thing. Most people don't even know I played ball. I played basketball all my life. And I'm actually good. And those who know me know, right? But, and there was 2 years I led the state of California in scoring in high school. I went and played. I played overseas. I've done a lot of basketball. I've coached on every level. Basketball coaching. I coach our daughter. But even like with our son, our oldest son, Gilbert really just came around. I have a trainer that has been with the kids for the last 5 years, who I now call my son. His name is Zach Basara, and he's always with my kids. He's with my kids right now as we speak. Mm. And he's not just like some babysitter, but they're always in the gym. And he trains them, even with Elijah. And the thing that I see that is sad for me to watch, he loves it. He loves his father. That's not the sad part. That he loves his father, but the sad part is now you love him now. That as a mom, as a mama bear, as a woman that was with you for a really long time, that bothers me. When what's so crazy about that day that we packed and I packed up all my shit? Do you know we slept in the car for 2 days?
You never told me that. What?
We were in the car for 2 days. I did not call not one person. I could call anybody to get off a hotel, stay in somebody's house with my 4 kids. And I was like, nope. You know what I kept saying to myself? I got myself in this mess. I'm going to get me and my babies out of it. So you know what I did? I took all the little CDs. I put them in the player. They were watching Tom Hanks all night, John Candy movies, and we drove around. I had $271. He left me with, and that's what I had. And we had 4 trash bags. And that's all he would let the officer, that's all he let me take.
I remember that part.
Yeah. And then he since had given me like an ultimatum. Wow. You come back, everything will be great. Bitch. I vowed that day that I would never sleep with him, go back to him, nothing. It was over. Because how can you, I knew that there was a checkout. He and I definitely had checked out because we were the fight couple, right? Like we love to fight and then we fuck. Like it was our thing. Mm-hmm. And it kept us together for a really long time.
Pause. Carlos, your fake ass. I know you ain't sitting up here like you about to cry with this woman saying that she had to leave her house with her kids with nothing, and Mel had to do the same fucking thing. Mel left that house. She could not take her beds. Some of her clothes she couldn't take. Mel had to start all over. And you know that story. And you ain't had no sympathy for her. But you sitting up here like you about to cry for Laura, talking about she drove around for 2 damn days. Mel was sleeping on the fucking floor on blow-up beds with her babies, 4. Schumann was a baby. When Martell took all the furniture, would not let them kids get their beds, and you sitting here on the wow. When Laura is telling you that Gilbert took her and made her leave the house with 4 trash bags and $271, you better get out of here. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to stop that because Carlos, the audacity.
One day I just grew up, Carlos, and I looked at him and I was like, damn, you're ugly. Ugh. Not even as your face, but you're just an ugly person. I had lost all my friends. Well, they weren't my friends anyway, but I had lost trainers. All off lies.
It's because
it was a lot.
It's because the people go with the person that has the money.
Yep. And you know what's so crazy about that too is that with that being said, they knew the struggle. They watched the struggle. And then they were in the struggle with him too, because they realized, oh, this is the most narcissistic shit I ever. So they went through their own head trips with him. And then they saw, but because he would give $100,000, $25,000 to their foundation, to who they. So it was, he could do it. And here I am offering friendship and realness wasn't enough. So I realized this is why I fuck with broke people.
Because they'll do anything.
They'll do anything to stay on, to figure it out. So I just don't. It even comes with like people with money too, but not as much. So I just don't, look, there's problems in everything, right? Every stature, every situation. But I'm just not, that part of it, I'm just leaving out.
Do you get child support today?
So here's the thing. I do. At first, he's always just giving me $7,000
a month.
A month for 4 kids, even as babies. I couldn't find a rental for less than like $5,000 back in the day. Imagine bills, imagine this. Oh, I was paying for our daughter's private school. I was paying for our son's private school just for them to stay in it. Our 2 other kids had to go into something else, into a community school, which was fine. They flourished. I made it where it was worth their while. You gonna love this, watch. We gonna have a blast. Don't even worry about it. But the oldest, I couldn't take out of school. She had been there for so long.
This is my problem. When your finances change, then baby, you gonna have your lifestyle gotta change. So you still trying to run in the same circles that you were running in when your money was not in those same circles. Like $5,000. Are you fucking kidding me? Now I get it in some places that you live, like California, because I think that's where they were staying, is expensive. But you got to still downgrade, baby. I ain't saying go stay in the hood, but you're gonna have to downgrade. If you only getting $7,000, does it make sense to spend $5,000 in rent? And then you still got private school, you still got to eat, you still got to have clothes for the kids, you still got, y'all get what I'm saying? Extracurricular, that makes no sense. Swallow your pride, baby. Swallow your pride so you can swallow some shrimp and move your ass down to something cheaper. I don't give a damn if somebody else is whispering and saying, hey, look what, she not staying where she used to stay. So the fuck what? You and your kids are living comfortably and you sitting on some money. If he ain't giving you but $7,000, I wouldn't have did that shit. I would not. Let's continue.
It was all she knew. So personality wise, I had to figure it out. I did everything but prostitution to keep them kids where they are today.
Goodbye.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is dropping its first cast album.
I want to put this album together with real artists.
With new
everything but. And I was on my way. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, well, if I'm asleep with somebody, you gonna have to pay me. This is where we at. This is where it's at. But I didn't date for a long time.
Because of that.
Because I had to dive in. I had to figure it out. I had to dive in. I remember that I was like, I remember my friend telling me that they made a certain amount at Nordstrom's and Neiman's selling shoes. I was like, I could do that. And I'm a Mexican and a Nigerian. I could work. Let's go. Where we at? I've worked all my life. Bring it on. So I found the things that worked. But then it's like, here I am having motherhood. And then I got this over here he was suing me and taking me to court. And let me clear up the court.
Please.
Because he's always saying how, she takes me to court. She lost. That is not how that works, right? That's not how our situation worked. Here's how that would work. We would go so long in the court. This man would take out tapes and be like, look, you were sleeping with, sit down, clown.
Who that sound like?
We would have to carry it the next day or whatever day it was that they gave us. So we were in court a lot solely because our time ran out in the courtroom of the day that we had scheduled. So it wasn't like we were just going. No, we were, but it was only because you talk so much. Like, be quiet. And state facts.
That is Martell.
Just state facts. And then on top of that, here's my thing with child support. I've never been a girl who buys bags. I get my clothes for free.
You do?
I get a lot of my clothes
because
for free.
the impression is this. Let's talk.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, go.
You're obviously a 10 out of a 10.
Oh,
your outfits are a 20 out of a 10.
Thank you,
so people assume like, okay, she got the money and all that.
No.
So how are you able to afford like your look and everything else?
So a lot of people gift me things because they want me to wear their clothes. Even with bags, those were gifted. So I don't care about clothes. I don't care about things. That's not my thing, right? But like, I wear a trash bag. You ain't got to know where this shit's from. I've shopped at the Goodwill.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you something. I wear old shit, new shit. I don't care. I'll make that shit. What you wear is not about what's on. It's how you present it, right? You don't even know what's going on with this hair. The shit look good though. Am I lying, right? But I ain't turning the quarter that way or a quarter this way. Here. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing?
Make it work.
Right. But that's my point. So it's not about, your clothes, you're this. No, bro. I just make shit work. And I do it for the sake of the kids. Always go back to my kids. I was going to sell all that shit. My jewelry, Rolexes, everything. I was saving all that shit for the kids that was gifted to me. I'm not going out buying that shit. I don't shop trendy anyway. I don't believe in that. I never have. I'm not showing up with the trendy bag of Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all that. Give me something that's worth, if I could sell it, I can get my money back.
You're not a label girl.
Yeah, I'm just not.
You've never been a label girl.
I've never been. I'm not Gucci down to the socks.
You've never
that shit gives
been
me a
that
headache.
way.
Yeah, I would never, right? So that is why when people see me in like, let me tell you today, baby. Let me tell you. Today, my boyfriend pays for our daughter to go to private school. My boyfriend paid for my daughter to get a car. He bought her a brand new car, a Tesla. It's nice. He furnished her entire apartment. He pays for training today. And that is why for a long time I got off Instagram, because I was like, you know what's so crazy is that I took this really pretty picture and I made it look good. I took the makeup off, and the hair that I had in my head and them clothes off because I couldn't wait to be normal. I couldn't wait. I just do it for what it is, right? So I realized that I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm exhausted. And trying to look pretty for who? I'm looking good for this house. And these kids be like, take that off. And my son be like, bro, what are you doing? Why take them old ugly lashes off? Them ain't even yours. My kids call me out so fast. So I say that to say this. I do it for a moment. Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be cute, right? But I really like not combing my hair for 2 days. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Although I do shower, but I really like.
I should say it like that.
Can I ask you, because
oh my goodness,
when did things get bad with your ex? Because the thing is this, obviously you guys fell in love and I'm sure things were great, but like, when did things get bad to the point where it's been like this for a decade? Like, do you remember them? Like, did something happen to where it's like, that is the reason why things are horrible even today?
So my story, I'm sure obviously will never match his, right? Because he has his own feelings and I honor those. I don't, whatever you feel like we lived, okay, because I can't give you what I have, right? And what I remember and what I know. I was miserable. I had everything, Carlos. I had my closet was phenomenal. I had beautiful bags. I had jewelry. I had a house on my finger. I had everything. I had cars. I can go get whatever. And I had nothing.
Billionaires like Elon Musk are lining up behind Donald Trump.
Take over, Elon.
Why? Because his tax
Ain't
plan
no
will make
damn
them
way out
rich
of
as
that.
hell.
That
Kamala
kind of
Harris
access
wants
to
to
that kind
cut
of money,
taxes
you
for
know,
working and middle-class Americans, not billionaires and large corporations.
By the time I get some shit
At my lowest, I was barely eating and
me and my
overexercising
kids
while
was
still gaining weight.
You hear me? She ain't doing a damn thing. You
I
talking about
was so
Shaunie, but you
depressed.
can take no pointers from her.
I was such a happy, sad person. And it just wasn't okay. Because I couldn't continue to live this life, like this life or the lie. I was in a rat race of trying to be in the social life. Like I was trying to be a mom, and I quit. I was like, none of this shit matters. The only thing that matters are my babies. That's it. And even then, I still felt like I was failing. So it took me to a place of, I call it quiet time. I can't be in quiet time anymore. So I would talk myself out of quiet time. Quiet time for me is a depression state. And it took away from me, because I cook for my kids every day, but it took away from me cooking. It took away from me being out with them. We're outdoorsy. My kids never even had a TV until maybe this year. Never. They didn't have TVs in their room. We had 2 TVs in all our houses, in all our homes. And when I say all our homes, because I was moving every year, because I had to be I was in a rental every year, and I couldn't get nothing. My credit was so up. My life was in shambles. I was renting from friends who had properties that they could just loan me, like rent out to me with my babies. I remember there were times when I had to figure out if I had to get, I was like, bro, okay, if I got $100, I'm going to do 50 on food for what we're going to eat for like 2 days. And I'm going to do 50 on gas. This is real life shit. I remember going to court on an emergency hearing, and the judge, this little white lady, and she said to him, "You're a bad man." And I thought to myself, I'm never going to win. My kids are never going to win. And I'm not going to allow the state and people who are up there judging me, because they're just sitting there judging, looking at us like these two, they're thinking that, oh, she's just getting money somehow. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to feed my kids. This is my real life. So while you up there, you get to go home to your pretty little home. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to sleep tonight. That was real shit for me. And so those are the things that bother me when he still comes for me to date. Leave me alone. And that's why I thought, okay, if I don't say anything, if I just stay quiet, because I don't say anything.
You don't.
He'll go away. He ain't going away. God damn. Aren't you tired? When do you run out of things to say? I'm like, damn, how many times are you going to talk about the same shit? And then just recently you make fun of having to pay me from the $7,000 the day our daughter turned 18. Let's talk about real life shit. Let's talk about the fact that not only did you do that, you bumped it to 6,000 and immediate was doing shit immediately. And then makes fun, buys them all these lavish things, right? But things that aren't needed for them. They don't need chains. My son had a chain with diamonds in them. What we doing? How about you pay for his school?
Girl, take that.
How about that?
On that shit and go pay.
How about you not buy them a go-kart? How about you buy them shoes? It's not fair. Play fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's really about the children. He keeps talking about NIL and, oh, all she wants is NIL deals for our son. No, baby. I did one NIL, a multi-million-dollar deal NIL. You're giving him infomercials with free water for free because it only benefits you. That don't benefit my son. I'm trying to make sure he's good for the rest of his life. Right? I gave birth to him. I gave him the nuts he has, right? I gave him the face he has. We gave him the DNA. Like I always tell him, I can't give you the heart. You got to do everything else on your own. But I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to teach you, right? I educate them on finances. I've learned so much in the last few years about finance. I teach them about real life. We have real life conversations because I want a good family. I want a good structure. I want a good home. And I want them to be able to come home without malice, feeling some type of way. Do you know what my kids have to do? They damn near live 2 different lives, but they barely see him. And when they do, I get the whole daddy, that's my dad. Like so I never take it away. Play fair. Play fair. I have not done that much to you that you just keep going. And since you want to keep talking about him too, you want to keep talking about the Shaquille shit, you turn around, you tell all these people that he meets people in other countries, telling them that I slept with their husbands. Let's clean up the Tamar rumor. Let's go there. That I slept with Vince. What we doing? You meet up with her.
How that all came about?
That's how that all happened. First of all, I don't even know him like that. I was at the montage. I guess apparently he was at the montage. I showed him.
I took 2 things that I love, dancing and dogs, and I made them into a successful business.
You can't be in the same hotel without missing. Hi. That's weird.
Okay. So if we're going to talk about some shit, let's really talk about some shit, right? So since you want to talk to Shaunie about Shaquille and all this and that, it's kind of interesting because as soon as that stuff happened, I remember you coming home, racing home to have sex with me and tell me how much you love me, and you didn't even believe that because you knew the truth. But since you want to be so childish like the rest and jump on bandwagons. But do you know how many bandwagons I could jump on? You know how many people I could talk to and tell a real story about real life, who you were and the things you did to me? But I just don't. Because guess what? I want to get over this. This is not it. Like, bruh, I do not want to talk about you. And I don't.
No, you really don't. Even on the show, you never really did. And since we're clearing things up, there's this rumor that Drea slept with your ex, with Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilbert said on his podcast, I believe he was with Nick Young.
Mm-hmm. He told me that story.
Did you see that story where he pretty much talked about what Drea was doing in the backseat and all that stuff? What do you have to say to that about you, Drea, and the Gilbert thing?
So here's what I would say about that. Let me clean that up because people were like, oh my God, Laura's just a bully, even 10 years ago. Like, oh, she's a bully. She's bullying her. So Gilbert told me that story about Drea. He had a lot to say. And I remember in the context, I think we had broken up. And he was like, well, this is what I did, right? Like, I messed with this girl from Philly. And it was this, and that. She only in the car and blah, blah, blah. What am I supposed to say to that? Besides, I'm young. I'm like, we're young, I'm like, okay, what do you want? We weren't together. What do you want me to say? I'm not going to tell you what I was doing, but okay. That's what we're doing. Okay. And so at the time, they brought her on Basketball Wives. Drea was brought on Basketball Wives as a friend, if I'm not mistaken, to my sister. I remember that was it. And guess what? I liked her because I was like, oh, shit. I like this chick. Like, she's hella cool. She's funny. I had no idea that she was there being Gilbert's jump off. I had no idea. So then when I found out, it was when I was going through some papers at the house and I saw that he had given her $25,000 and brought her to LA. Let me tell you what I did. Miss Laura Govan, the bad girl at the time, rightfully so. You tell me if you think I love you, but let me tell you.
I was going to say, you don't care anyway.
I don't care. I remember finding the paper. I remember calling my friend and telling her to pick up the kids for me because she was on the emergency. I remember that. And I remember going to where she was filming here in Hollywood down the street. I remember showing up and I was not supposed to be filming. And I walked past everybody and I beat her, and it did not air. They did not want that to air.
You beat up Drea?
I beat Drea. I think I picked her by her collarbone and threw her, and then I spit on her, and I was trying to get to her even after that. Am I proud of those things?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
You are.
But what you're not gonna do is be my friend. Don't be in my face. And from what I heard, you was the time. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? You help me help you. Where are we supposed to go with this? Because everything at the time, I told you, anybody could get it. I never have a problem till we have a problem. We got a problem. And you're in my face though. And I was her friend. I'm like, back, she used to do my quotes on my Instagram and tweets. She used to be like, no, take that off. Do this. I liked her. So you do me like this?
So wait.
I'm going to do you like that.
So you're saying while Drea and you were on the show together and y'all were developing this friendship and she's in your face, y'all cool as shit, all the while she is sleeping with your man.
Facts.
Knowing that that's your man.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And so what am I supposed to do with this? Besides beat you up? At the time, I didn't know how to use my words. I just knew how to use hands. You gonna get them. And I gave them. And it was not good. And I remember the producers, they all dropped their shit and was just like, yo, Laura, it took like 4 people to get me off of her. Grown ass men. And I just showed up. I think I had on chanclas. I think I wasn't even there for the party. I don't even know what my hair. I don't know. I don't even remember. I know it wasn't right. Yeah. I didn't even have on make. I remember I parked in the front, double parked.
It just hopped out.
And I didn't even ask where she was. I just went around looking for her. Because I didn't want nobody to say nothing to me. Nobody's going to stop this from what's happening. Nobody. Not even you, sir. No.
So what happened after that in terms of you and her?
Donald Trump thinks he can get away with his Extreme Project 2025 agenda, taking more power for himself. But the power
can't give you no more than 7.
We are going to vote, and we are going to win.
The Giving Pump at Shell. Easy to stop, easy to donate.
They kept her away from me.
Was there ever a woman-to-woman talk where she apologized to you, admitted to it?
I saw her at Jamie Foxx's house at an event that I threw at his house. And shout out to Jamie Foxx. Jamie really, really helped me. There were 2 people. We're going to get back to the story, but there were 2 people who really, really helped me. 3 people, 4 people. Tori Hart.
I love her. She's a sweetheart.
Tori Hart. Lorna Kyle, Cedric the Entertainer's wife. She's one of my, I'm talking about my best friends to date. Marie from my spin class, she's my teacher, Voltage. She used to have prayer sessions with me. And Jamie. Now I've known Eric, I'm calling by his government name, for a long time. I met him in Oakland. He was doing a Paramount show. He's always been in our family somehow, always close. And I remember him helping me without saying anything. And he just knew. He was like, yo, if you ever need anything, you can always throw events at my house. And at the time I didn't understand, but one day it clicked. And I would throw events at his house. Like I did, the only thing we would do was like studio. So we would do screenings, movie screenings at his home. And he would let me use it and he'd give me the check. So because I was hurting. Like with these kids, I was hurting. My daughter's school at the time was like crazy. Like it was a lot. But back to the Drea thing, she showed up at the event and I remember her walking. She saw me walking. We were walking on the same side. And I remember her going like this all the way around. We're and her little friends. I saw them all just like, and they were like, oh shit. Carlos, anytime I saw her, she was going to get it. Anytime.
On site.
Grocery store, church, she was getting it. My feelings were so hurt because you were my friend. So when it looked like on the reunion we were bullying her, there was a lot that was said that wasn't aired. And I was like, why are y'all doing this? Why aren't y'all telling the truth? Basketball Wives also has their own story that they want to tell. So that's why I'm really also careful how I use my words, right? Like, TV, like that's another reason why even with Shaunie, when I tell my story and when I tell your story, is it going to be aired?
Oh, she's aggressive.
I gotta go do the work and tell the truth. Like, what we doing?
She is aggressive.
Play fair. You want to talk about my shit? Let's talk about your shit. What am I supposed to do?
So till this day, what do you think about her?
So let me tell you something I really actually like about Drea. I love her hustle. And you know what? I like that she turned around her hoism to make it work for her. She's still a hoe, but I like it. I respect it.
Hold on, what kind of compliment is that? Wait.
Not to say that girls should.
How you gonna say she's a hoe, but I like it. I love her drive, but she's still girl. What?
Go out and be a hoe. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for her and her situation and how she still keeps it going. What I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna stop you from doing you.
Child.
But I respect that. I'm not. Shit. If I had I knew the shit she done, even with her having a baby with the baby, right?
Ooh, not the baby with the baby.
Listen, it takes two. Although, regardless of what he knows and what he's doing, although she knows what she got and what she's doing, none of my business. That's a conversation you have with him, not with the world. Right? None of my business. So again, do I respect that? No, I'm a mom. So if I see my son, a 40-year-old, and having a baby with her and then having to take care of her, that's not going to sit well with me. But here's my other thing, and I've discussed this with my children. You have plan B at the store, and I have plan C at home.
What's plan C at home?
Don't worry.
Baby.
None of your business, Carlos.
It just hit me because earlier you said, thank God for my son's girlfriend. I like her.
And I do like her.
No. I'm saying to you, I now get it because unfortunately, you could have somebody in their 40s try to date your son.
I've had somebody in their 30s try to date my 17-year-old son.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not even kidding you. I've seen grown men and grown women do some weirdo shit. Some weird shit, bro. But let me say this, though. Here's the thing. In her defense, as you get older and we're older, right? Even if you're 20-year-old, that shit kind of, I would assume it'll make you feel good. I don't plan on it. And so I just feel like it gives you an ego. Like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still got it.
I still got it.
I still got it.
Try your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next?
Prior to Contrave, my eating
Drea,
habits
you all right over there?
were horrendous.
Drea,
It wasn't
child.
until I found her nurse
And she do. I remember when she got her body done. I got my body done. I remember. I tell people all the time, I talk about it. I've done nothing to my face, and I say yet because I know at some point, I hear you.
Don't touch.
No,
listen. No. I'm your friend. Look. No.
It's just the. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Look, please,
No,
please.
I won't.
Listen.
I won't.
Your face card is American Express Platinum Edition.
Shut up, bitch. You gonna say it? They're gonna be like, this lying.
No.
You lying. Yeah.
Whether or not translate on TV. Listen, I'm telling you.
No, in person, I'm really pretty, right?
Your face. So true story. Listen, this is so doesn't matter. I was meeting her outside to bring her in. And I'm in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard like this. Where is she? I see this beautiful woman from a distance. I'm like, who is this beautiful? Is she Latina? Like, who is this woman? Is that Bree from Selling Sunset? Like, I kept thinking. And she said to me, why are you staring at me? I'm like, Laura.
So
no, do not touch your face.
Okay, I won't. But
okay.
One day, not today, no time soon, but one day I know something's gonna happen.
Oh God!
But in the meantime,
okay,
I've had a mommy makeover. I talk about it all the time, and then people always ask me like, "Oh, somebody asked me recently if I've done Ozempic," And I was like, you know what? I have not. But let me say this, because anytime anybody asks me about weight, I have to give them the truth, right? My truth, which is I'm a stress weight person, right? So I've always been small, always. I've always had a tiny, strong body. I don't know why I'm so strong. Legs, arms connect, because when people hit, you got to, anyway. Okay. But I'm really strong, right? So, when I tell people about the weight, I'm like, yo, honestly, if I don't eat for 5 days, which is just fasting, just fast. For me, I get rid of all the shit, my body, my blood, everything, right? And I do certain things, but it works for me. But what works for me is not going to work for you.
That's true.
So I can't help. It's like, so even Ozempic, first of all, I'm not doing nothing. I don't know how to spell. Like, ooh, is that an O and a Z and a P? I'm not, it's just, I know some people who need it, but I haven't.
Laura.
Listen, I ain't had that conversation with them yet. Anyway, I say that to say this though. At the end of the day, what works for me doesn't work for you. So I don't preach that to people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway.
You're fine. So listen, in this new stage in your life, you have a new man. Is he an athlete?
No.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with athletes.
No.
And I just can't go back into that life. And here's the other thing. I think all athletes get bad raps too, because all are not the same. They're just not. Everybody has a problem, okay? I got 5 brothers. I seen a whole bunch of shit, right? Just based off normal life, normal job, everybody gets their own shit. It's just that, do you want to do shit with, and I tell my daughters this, do you want to have problems with money or do you want to have problems broke? And that's not to say for the man, but that's just for them.
Because there's a difference between broke problems and rich problems.
And I teach my daughters how to get money.
Come on, man.
The one thing that is Oakland in me is hustle. We could get down on some hustle. And that's with jobs. That's with being smart. That's with businesses. That's with being an entrepreneur. That's just with just thinking. Like, there's always money to be made. One thing I've never worried about, although I was struggling for some time because I was immature and I couldn't figure it out. I just didn't open my mind to things. And I struggled. But once I started to process that, there was even a time that I thought that I would get back with him. Although I knew, I was like, in my heart of heart, I still was accepting it, gonna go back, because I was broke with these kids. And I was like, damn, life is easier with him in it. It was easier with the rich problems. But the problems that I had with the rich guy it was too much for me as a person. It wasn't in me. Maybe if we didn't have kids, I could still sustain it, but I was getting drained and pulled. Everybody was sucking the kids, him. It was just I couldn't do it. I was like, bro, it's ain't happening. So no.
Well, I'm glad you're happy.
I'm really happy.
Last question. Yes. Everybody wants to know this.
Yes.
Will you be featured on the upcoming season of Basketball Wives?
I think so. Regardless of what you say, I think so. Sorry.
Oh, that's a direct message.
Thanks.
She is
Laura Govan.
She is sending out.
You are still legendary.
Aww.
You have always been legendary.
Thank you, baby.
And I'm so happy you're able to let the world know the real you. And in the words of the world, welcome back, bitch.
Say less.
Laura's back.
Did y'all enjoy that? Laura is a reader, honey. Y'all hear me? She is a damn reader. Baby, when I tell you she read, let's start sharing. She read Evelyn down. You hear me? Damn. Evelyn, girl, wherever you are, I hope you all right, baby, because she done tore your damn bangs out and she done spent the block and done got Drea's ass too. I was like, oh my God. But my thing is with her, you weren't smart enough with that damn Gilbert Arenas situation, baby. There's no way in the hell you done pushed out 5 kids for this man, and you gonna sit up here and you ain't. Yeah, she ate Shaunie up too, Chef. She sure the hell did. She ate Shaunie ass up too. She was eating everybody up. But my thing is, I think, girl, why you didn't get the money like Shaunie? Shaunie had money in offshore accounts and everything, and Shaq didn't know a damn thing. Gilbert got some money. Go look up Gilbert Arenas network. Gilbert got some money, and he just started that damn podcast that's doing very well. So, girl, you could have got you some serious bank. By the time you'd left up out of there with them damn 4 trash bags, baby, you'd have been staying down there at the what's the nice hotel shop, girl? You'd have been staying nice. You and your kids could have stayed in a nice hotel for 2 nights, baby, till you got your head right, and then get right on out there and do what you got to do, baby. You should have been stacking money. I'm sorry. You was on your back instead of having babies. You should have been stacking money. I'm sorry. I'm not pushing out 4 kids and you not committing. That's what we not gonna do. And Gilbert saw that he could take advantage of her ass and that he could play the fuck out of her, and that's what he did. And she stayed and allowed it, even after he messed with he messed with all these women and then with Drea. But I'm glad she finally left him, and I'm glad that she's finally moved on and she's with somebody else, and her new man is helping her with the kids. But damn it, she should be getting more than $7K from damn Gilbert Arenas, because this nigga got some money. Okay, I'm sorry, you got 4 kids. $7K, usually child support is based on his income and what you make as well. I'm sorry, you should have got more than that. I'm just sorry, but you didn't play your cards right. Obviously, you weren't smart enough, and he outsmarted you in court, and that's just it, and that's all. But damn, that was a good interview. A lot of stuff I didn't know. I didn't know that people saying that about her and Vince. I never heard that before, and y'all know I be keeping these ears to the streets. But I didn't know about that rumor, so yeah. But that's it, and that's all for our show tonight. Thanks, Chef Don for stopping by. Appreciate you, sir. Y'all know that's the homie. Y'all head over there and y'all support him as well. Thank you to my mods, Belle Wilson, KBR Tower, Linda Gamble, and Scorpion Miss for doing such an awesome job. The other content creators that have stopped by: Truth TV Podcast, Purple Unicorn, Aries Girl Podcast, Deary Talk Show, Messy Hoes ATL, Boss Lady Brand, Girlfriend Chronicles Kim K. Love Seen Heard. Thank you guys for stopping by, as you guys do like every single night and every single video. I appreciate you all. All right, you guys rest well. Have a good night. I gotta see if we do Car Chronicles in the morning, it's gonna have to be a short one because I do have an appointment in the morning at 9. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have. I'll do Car Chronicles, but it ain't gonna be a long one, like an hour. We probably maybe do an hour. But I'll have to do a rush show, okay? But you guys will see me in the morning, and I'll see you guys then. All right. But thank y'all for joining. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Let's see. Let me put my other channel link, because y'all been saying, Cammy, I can't find the channel. So let me go ahead and put the link in there again for those of you that want to subscribe to the other channel. We about to get that up and popping. So you guys go ahead and subscribe to that. That is how you get to it. That is my link right there for my really channel, so you guys can check it out there. So please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, okay? And also go on over and subscribe to my other really channel, okay? That's the link right there. Thank you to everyone. Rest well. See you guys tomorrow. Love you guys down. Let's get y'all some music, and goodbye.